In this video, we'll work on our word meaning activity. If you remember, we sent some bundle data from our main activity to this word meaning activity. So let's get those bundle data. First, we need to declare some variables. A string variable enword, a database helper variable myDbHelper, and a cursor variable c, which is null. And now, string variable en definition, example, synonyms, and antonyms. And lastly, a text-to-speech variable for our pronunciation button. Now let's receive the word which we sent from our main activity. So bundle getIntent.getExtras, enword equal bundle.getString, and the key is en_word. So in our enword variable, we have the word which we sent from our main activity. Now let's open the database. myDbHelper equal new database helper, and in a try-catch block, we open the database. And now we call myDbHelper.getMeaning with enword as its parameter. GetMeaning is the function which we created earlier. If we control click, we can see this getMeaning function. And now, if c.moveToFirst, this move to first will move the cursor to the first result. So, if the cursor can move to first, which means the result is not empty, then we get the data from our variables. Now we set the data from en definition column to this en definition variable, and example to this example variable, synonyms to this synonyms, and antonyms to this antonyms. Now let's set the title of our toolbar to this en word. This en word is the word the user searched in our search view. So we need to insert this en word in our history table. Now we need to create a function to insert words in our history table. So on to our database helper. So insert history takes a string parameter, and myDatabase.executeSQL, we have our query. So the query is insert into history, and the value is text. We change the text to uppercase. So now in our word meaning activity, myDbHelper.insert history, the parameter is enword. With this, we inserted this enword in our history table. If you remember, we added a pronunciation button. So now let's add that button. Image button, button speak equal button speak. Now we need to add an on-click listener. So button speak.set on-click listener, and on click we initialize this TTS variable, and on init. If the initialization is successful, we set the language to default language, else we print this log. And if the language is missing data or language is not supported, then we print this log, else we speak the en word, and we are done with our pronunciation button. Now let's add this en definition in our fragment definition. So context equal get activity, it will have the context, and text equal text view D, which is from our fragment definition layout. Now let's get the definition from our word meaning activity. This will assign en definition from our word meaning activity to this en_definition variable. And now we set the text of our text view to this en_definition. If en_definition equal null, then we set the text to no definition found. Now let's do the same thing in our fragment example. Here we get the variable example from our word meaning activity. If example is null, then we set the text to no example found. Now on to our fragment synonyms. It's pretty much same as before. we get synonyms variable from our word meaning activity. In our database, the synonyms are one string with a comma separator. So if synonyms is not null, we replace the comma with a new line, so it will look better. And then we set the text of our text view to synonyms. And if synonyms is null, we set the text to no synonyms found. And now the last one, fragment antonyms. This is same as synonyms. We get antonyms variable from our word meaning activity, and if antonyms equal null, then we set the text to no antonyms found. Okay, now let's run the app. So if we type TOP, we can see the suggestions, and if we click on top, we go to our word meaning activity. Here we can see the definition, synonyms, antonyms, and example. If we click on this pronunciation button,
top,
we can hear the pronunciation. That is all for this video.